Thank you, thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, today in our episode of Dr. Phil, we have a very special guest, Mao Zedong, the communist leader of China.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Mao, how have you been?
Well, I just finished a successful revolution, and I'm really excited to be here.
All right, and what caused this revolution? What was your revolutionary philosophies?
First off, I believe that the true revolutionary force comes from the peasants. Unlike Zhao and Deng, I know that the power is within the peasants because of their massive numbers and discontentment.
Oh, okay. Well, speaking of Zhao and Deng, let's bring them on out. Our next guest on the show, Zhao and Deng. Come on out, gentlemen. All right, so what would you guys say are your revolutionary philosophies?
Well, I believe the actions of the urban working class were heavily influenced by Marxist ideas.
Yeah, I totally agree. Specifically, Leninist interpretations of the revolution.
Now, I want to ask you something a little specific. All right, what was your GMD CCCP alliance all about?
Well, you know, Phil, I consider myself to be a strong communist leader. As a leader, you have to partake in certain actions to help bring light onto your potential as a leader. This was my strategy on how to give out land and how to start a communist revolution in our beloved China.
Oh, and is there anything that really helped you, just drive you to throughout the revolution, just to help you out?
Yes, the experience. I was very enlightened through the process. I had gotten an opportunity to develop strategies, revolutionary strategies specifically on how to defeat the nationalists. It gave me the opportunity to convey my ideas to the public, and this is how I increased my influence. You know, the alliance is just that weak.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. All right, so what happened at this Wuhan conference? I've been hearing a little bit about it. I want your personal account. What happened there?
Well, I had an idea, an incredible idea actually, amazing if you will. I wanted to promote rural land, and I wanted to have some land. But
All right, seems we're getting a little some ideas were unconvincing. Let me save you for further humiliation. All right, let's talk about your autumn uprising. What was that all about?
well, as the bold leader that I am, I wanted to attack Changsha. So you know me, being the bold leader, I started the attack. There were some pretty hostile group of troops, the Kuomintang troops that had a problem with me, something about going to jail and possibly cutting my head off. Anyways,
Yeah, well, and you being the bold person that you claim to be, did you ever had second thoughts, maybe some regrets about the uprising?
well, Phil, no, I do not.
And why would that be?
Well, you see, as the bold leader I had mentioned before, me being me, I managed to escape. I even tried co-opting coal miners as a way to use all the revolutionary potential. But I guess the revolutionary emotions of the peasantry was not as high as I thought it would be.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You have no regrets because you were able to flood the scene, correct?
Phil, it is also important to note that the public also saw how much leadership potential I had due to uprising. Sure, the attempt to begin a proletarian revolution might have failed, but what does that show, Phil? It shows that I was bold. I still am bold. Also, I guess my arrest resulted in a split between the GMD and the Chinese Communist Party alliance.
Okay, I felt that long disapproved pause. Okay, well, Mao, what would you say were the four key ideas of the Kutan conference?
I emphasized the importance of political indoctrination within the Red Army to form a cohesive unit. I created unity between the people and the party. I created unity between the army and the people, and I developed a mobile war strategy.
And I hear some things where you say you have rules. What were those? The three rules?
They were obey orders in all your actions. Do not take a single needle or piece of thread from the masses. Turn in everything captured. All
right. Lots of cooperation I'm feeling. So what were I'm hearing about some points. I think it's 8 points for attention.
Yes.
What's going on there?
It's speak politely, pay fairly for what you buy, return everything you borrow, pay for anything you damage, do not hit or swear at people, do not damage crops, do not take liberties with women, and do not ill-treat captives.
And And why do you believe that they were important to the outcome of the Chinese Revolution? Why were those rules and objectives, why were they important?
You know, Phil, I respect you.
Well, I understand and appreciate that, but...
Dr. Phil, please do not interrupt me. Due to the mutual respect between us, we are in good terms, right? Well, similarly, these simple rules created a mutual level of respect between civilians and the Red Army. It also increased public support for the Red Army.
Okay, moving on. You guys are good. Thank you guys for coming out. I really appreciate your presence at the show. You guys can go right over there. Have a great rest of your day. Okay, welcome back. All right, so the next part of our show, I will be inviting a communist and a nationalist to come in and give some of their opinions. All right, guys, come on down. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
All right. So tell me, nationalist, what happened during the White Terror?
Well, I had to do what I had to do. I had to kill some commies.
Well, what happened after you killed those commies?
Well, many of the proletarian communists chose to refuge in the giant Z Soviet. For that I'm grateful because it led to us defeating and controlling the territory.
Phil, I'll tell you what actually had happened. Communist uprising in Chechnya happened.
Yes, and since everyone knew how bold I was, this caused Shan Zhang, the leader of the Communist China Party, to defeat the Kuomintang and ultimately enable me to fulfill a leadership role.
Okay, thank you to the nationalists and the communist representatives. You guys can head on out. Thank you for coming. Really appreciate those remarks. Now, Mal, tell me more about wrestling and how it characterized the Long March.
Phil, you know, just between you and me here, it was a bit of a disaster. Unfortunately, only half of my original army made it to Yunnan. My troop had marched for 368 days, a total of 12,500 kilometers.
Wow, that is a distance. Good heavens. And where did you all end up?
The Long March ended in Yunnan in 1936, which is located in Jiangxi.
And could you expand on what the Long March did for you guys? What were the effects?
Well, sadly, the Red Army was weakened. New recruits were added, there was more contact with people, and revolution slowed down.
And I know I've been asking you this a lot now, Mao, but did you ever find yourself regretting this long march?
No, I do not regret it, Phil. Me being bold, the march did convey a very important message. It showed the peasants that they will liberate through the Red Army and brought the peasants into power.
Alright, okay. And Japan invaded into Manchuria, right?
Yes.
Alright. I want to ask you the role that this invasion played during World War II regarding your ability to establish the Yan in Soviet. And also in setting the stage for the post-World War II Civil War period of the revolution.
Well, Phil, I have you know that the Yunnan Soviet was the largest base of operations of the CCP in China during this period. It is located in the northern province of Shanxi.
I know, I understand that, but my question was about...
Phil, it drew the nationalist attention away from us. It was a good time killer. It gave us time to rebuild and regroup ourselves. Don't you ever need time to regroup yourself?
Yeah.
Well, this invasion enabled us to do so. It really saved us from a death blow. It was our weakest moment, and we needed it.
Would you say that was really of a benefit?
Yes. You know, me being me, I made sure that we were able to defend against Japanese invaders, and I protested against Japanese expansion. We were also able to control many territories in the northern territories of China.
Well, I appreciate you coming out here today, Mao. I believe that concludes our show today. So, yeah, just appreciate it. Yeah, and viewers out there, both of you